gain confidence just from seeing the same people, the familiarity around you, and that's been different this season.
Yeah. What does he do now, Frank, in these circumstances? It's all gone swimmingly well for him generally, hasn't it, since he's been there? All of a sudden, they've got that uncertainty, particularly at the back. What should he do? Just resort to basics, or...?
Yes, I think so. I think continuity is massive. What Rio's saying there's right. I think he has to try and find his back three. Moses is a miss. We wouldn't have said, you'd think that 18 months ago with Victor Moses, what he's given them in that right wing-back position. He's covering it now with Azpilicueta, he's covering it with Zappacosta. It's affecting the whole back five. And I think he will want to get back to knowing what his three is and working on it through the week. I don't think the players are going to have to react now, because I don't think Conte's a manager to change his way. No. He might get change players in the team, but they'll have to work. Hearing discontent about training, they better get used to it, because he's going to want to work his way out of that.
Yeah, we should have a word on Roma. Obviously, they're not much in possession. Overall stats, the only one that really counts, of course, is that Roma scored 3, but they looked a decent side.
They looked a very good side. The signs were there at Stamford Bridge, and I think that's why the lads are sort of saying that, you want to follow those signs and thicken up in midfield, because they have a lot of quality. They moved the ball very, very well. You give them the opportunity to get the emotion of the crowd behind them early in the game. They're playing well in the league. Listen, I think Roma at the moment are on their game. They're very difficult to play against. In the latter stages, I think they will struggle to go too far in the competition. But the worrying thing for Chelsea is the feeling of that loss. It's not the loss itself, because I think they'll get through the group, but it's that feeling of the performance.
We talk about pressure on the ball and something. It was something that Conte's side did so well last season. Well, why does that disappear? Why would the same kind of, not all the same players, but a lot of the same players, it suddenly doesn't happen anymore?
Good question. I think different reasons. Confidence can be one. It sounds strange to say confidence makes you not get so tight, but you start second-guessing yourself, and you can sometimes just drop back rather than go and be active and get towards the ball. I mean, we keep harping back. I don't like to go back to one player, but Kante in midfield is always on the front foot, closing things down, and sometimes one player in the middle of the park can be a catalyst and say, look at me, I'm getting tight, and you move in behind him. They're missing that at the moment. They are passive. The two in midfield, I think, knew they were outnumbered today, so from the first minutes we saw Cesk's head on the turn there. He's really concerned about what's going on behind him rather than in front of him, and when you drop off, you can see too much space.
I suppose also, if you've got insecurity at the back, you're not quite aware...